Hi everyone, and welcome to another episode of CompTIA's Trend Watch, where we bring you a little bit of this and a little bit of that from the data that we are looking at in the technology industry. Today we're going to talk about career pathways that people take for technology careers, and specifically we're going to talk about building all the skills you need for a technology career. Now, when we look at our recent data, most of the candidates that we look at, most of the people that are in tech careers currently have a 4-year college degree or something more advanced. And I think that's kind of what you would expect, because a lot of the stories that we've seen about companies reducing that 4-year degree requirement have been somewhat recent. And so when we're polling a bunch of candidates that have been in tech careers for some time now, you would kind of expect to see a lot of college degrees, and that will probably change some over time. But I think it's worth looking at what the 4-year degree is, kind of what that means, and what it means for companies as they're dropping that degree requirement. Companies are dropping that degree requirement, saying you don't have to have a 4-year degree to apply for this job or to perform well in this job role. But what they're not saying, and what they kind of mean, is we still expect a candidate to have all of the skills. And for a long time, that 4-year degree has served as a really good proxy for all of the skills that a company wants to see. And I would break those skills down into 3 buckets. You've got your core technical knowledge, and then you have the ability to apply that knowledge in real world situations, kind of synthesizing that knowledge together, pulling different pieces of knowledge together in order to solve a problem. And then finally, you've got the durable skills, things like communication or teamwork or problem solving, being able to work within a team, work within an organization, and be effective in that role. So I think a lot of the narrative around dropping a 4-year degree requirement and looking at the skills that you need to build, it tends to focus in on the first bucket, building those core technical skills. And those core technical skills are definitely not something that you need 4 years of education for, depending on the job role that you're going into. You can get them in a boot camp, you can get them with an associate's degree, you can get them with on-the-job experience. But those core technical skills are something that you can obtain relatively quickly. I think the other 2 buckets are a little bit more challenging. So if you go through a boot camp or if you take a certification, then you can prove that you have the technical skills. But how exactly do you prove that you have the skills in being able to pull knowledge together to solve a real world problem, or the durable skills like communication and teamwork? A 4-year degree still may not be a perfect proof of those things, but I think in a lot of cases, someone that's gone through that 4-year degree has probably picked up some of those other skills along the way, and employers have a relatively high degree of confidence when they're hiring that individual. So for someone that doesn't want to go down a 4-year degree path, or someone who the 4-year degree path isn't really quite the right thing for them, what are their options? So we also asked people how confident they were, going into a technology career. And for those people that didn't have the highest confidence in the world, we asked what were some of the things that helped build the confidence. And I think the top 2 answers really shed light on this issue of building skills. The top answer was getting some practical experience doing the job. And that can be a bit of a difficult thing. It's a little bit of a chicken and the egg. How do you get practical experience doing a job that you're trying to get? There are avenues like apprenticeships, doing some side work, trying to work with maybe a volunteer association or something like that. It can be kind of a difficult thing. It's not the easiest thing in the world, but I think that work has to be put in order to build some of those synthesis skills, some of those durable skills, and things like that. And then the second thing that we saw was using training to build those core technical skills. So I think in those top 2 answers, we see people addressing all 3 buckets of these skills, not just the hard technical skills that they need to have to understand the ins and outs of the job, but also the skills needed in order to pull together and answer a real world problem, and then also to work with other people and be effective for an organization. So I think that we're going to see a lot of people exploring different avenues to build all types of skills moving in the future. It's not just going to be a 4-year degree, but it still has to be a relatively good proxy for all the skills that an employer is looking for. So that's all for today's Trend Watch. We look forward to seeing you on the next episode.